Good morning. It's coffee talk. Coffee talk. Good morning. Happy Monday. We are on day 7 of the Generous Challenge. Day 7. So I don't know if you remember or if you watched it, but on day 5, we talked about the smile. We turned up the corners of our mouth and we were going to be generous with our smile. Along those lines, I thought we could focus today on Z's, the drishti, in what we call it in yoga. Drishti is the gazing point. Okay, so we're going to talk about that today in our generous challenge. But before we jump in, I want us to just take a moment and just pause whatever you're doing, get here, get focused, and let's practice the drishti, what I call the inner gaze. Okay, so we're going to sit up nice and tall. Gently close your eyes and notice which way your eyes are looking. Are you looking straight ahead? Are you looking up towards the forehead? Are you looking down towards the chin? When you close your eyelids, where are your eyes pointing? And let's, for just today, just roll them down. Imagine that you're looking towards your nose and even down towards your chin. Just take a couple deep breaths. Beautiful. Okay. And then when you're ready, whenever you're ready, just slowly open your eyes, look down towards the floor, and then bring your gaze up towards the horizon. Okay. So every yoga pose has a drishti, has a gazing point. We can gaze at our forehead. We can gaze at the tip of our nose. We can gaze at our belly button. We can gaze out towards the horizon. There's all kinds of different drishtis. And the focus of drishtis, or the purpose of drishtis, is it helps us what we call the pratyahara. You're closing in. You're not looking at everything. You're not getting what's it called? Distracted by everything. You're focusing your mind. So it's a way to prepare for meditation. It's a way to prepare for your focus. So here in our generous challenge, I thought it would be fun to ponder the idea of where are you casting your gaze, your eyes? Where are you looking? Many of my private clients, we find ourselves looking at the flowers or the weeds in the garden, and we're not seeing the balance of both. We're either only focusing on the weeds or we're only focusing on the flowers and denying that there's both sides to every coin. So, where are you casting this light of consciousness? Where are you turning the gaze? One of the things I love about Wayne Dyer, he used to say, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. So again, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. So instead of going to the garden and going, oh man, there's weeds. I just did it. It's like, oh yeah, this is where the garden is. We have the weeds, we have the flowers, we have this work that we do in the garden. It's how you look at it, right? It's the weeds are not the bad thing, right? The weeds are part of the garden. And we can do that in our relationships too. I have a course that I'll be putting out on my site. I've had it for years though, called Stop Blaming Them. And it's a whole course about couples where we just focus on the things that they're not doing. We just focus on blaming them for the misalignment in our sex lives or the misalignment in our communication, them, looking for only the problems and not the solution. So that's the generous challenge today for us, is where are we putting our gaze? Okay, where are you looking? Are you looking for the problems in your situations, or are you looking for the solutions? Okay, pretty big step. But even deeper than that, I want you to notice what kind of casting you're doing with your eyes. What kind of casting literally are you doing with the eyes? So all these little muscles or wrinkles that are happening around the eyes, I want to see if you can just gently relax your muscles around your eyes. So go ahead and look straight forward, not necessarily at me, but something right above the screen. And just like in Sesame Street, where we could see close up that near, I want you to imagine that you can see far. So it's almost like the wall in front of you has bursted open, and now you're looking at it, an ocean or a mountain or a desert, just something far, far away, softening all those little muscles. You're not focusing, you're not laser screening at this point. You almost can imagine that the drishti is happening from the back of the head. So that the big seer mind, we've talked about that a little bit here. That big seer mind is like looking all the way through your head, almost like your eyes are binoculars for that true witness part of your brain, and just looking through the binoculars here with a softness and a non-judgmental way of viewing. We do this on the yoga mat. Again, it helps us focus our mind, but we can also do this in our life, seeing things as they are without our filters or lenses on them, making them good or bad or right or wrong. Right? So we talk about the eyes being the windows of the soul. Technically, what we think more about now is that they are cameras, right? So they're sort of focusing on whatever you're showing it. And then the filters of your life experience is sort of telling your brain what you're seeing. And we're trying to let that go and just receive. Just be generous with the gift of what life is showing you, taking it in softly. Maybe even having a little secret in your eyes, a little smile. Doing the work from day 5 where we had the little smile in our mouth as well. And then when you're ready, gently close your eyes. What do you think about that? Now, the last thing I want to offer you today as we move in here a little bit deeper is, so one of the things, my kids love this TV show. I won't say what it is, but it's an amazing TV show, got totally great reviews and raves and stuff, but it's sort of a negative, sort of dark spot, right? And so I have to protect my brain from taking in information like that. It just becomes like, I don't want that violence. I don't want that gory stuff in my brain. So I have to be very protective about it. So I don't put that stuff in my brain, right? I want to be careful of what I'm reading, what I'm talking about, what I'm spending my time on. I want to be careful of what I'm putting inside of myself. And so one of the things that we're doing here in this generous challenge today is watch what you're bringing in and watch what you're putting out. Okay, watch what you're bringing in and watch what you're putting out. And be generous with having there be sort of a blank screen, no judgments here. Receive your loved ones, receive your boss, receive your kids, receive the information in the life that you have today in a open-minded place, in a distraction-free focus, and give your eyes, give your gaze to someone when they're talking to you, when they're being with you. And I'll finish up with this one idea is that Thich Nhat Hanh says, when your loved one comes into the home, you could say, I see you and I'm glad. I see you and I'm glad is a beautiful practice that my kids and I have done since they were little. I see you and I'm glad, right? I see you weeds and I'm glad. I see you rain and I'm glad. So challenge yourself. Drishti today, our gazing point. If you want to jump on the mat with me, we'll be starting here in about 45 minutes, and I'll see y'all soon. Thanks for pondering, and thanks for doing this generosity challenge. Deep bows, much love to you all.